Good morning, everybody. I hope you are well. Uh, Today we are going to study the last lesson of our Unit 3, the roundup. As I told you many times, the roundup is always important. I'd like to greet someone. Good morning, Sultan. I'd like to say good morning for the whole students or whole my lovely students here. Abdullah Al-Husseini, Ahmed Al-Garni, Al-Walid Al-Sulaiman, Prof. GDU, Fahad Al-Dafiyan. Welcome back. Khalid Mansour Al-Salman, another name, Sultan Al-Mijhid and Faisal Al-Sheikh. Okay, let's come to, by the way, I'd like you, if you don't understand any item or any issue, please raise your hand or talk or please share, okay? Who can start reading the first one? I will give him the chance to talk. Who's the one who can read the first one? I will permit you to talk. Okay, not okay, you can talk now. So, who can start reading the first one and answer it? My lovely students, who can read the first one and answer? "13 students here, no one can read. So when I say Bob said he wouldn't be able to, the seminar, yes, attend, yes, okay, very good, attend, not D. Yes, attend, Fahad. Attend the seminar. Attend here means come, yes. So the first answer is attend. Okay, attend means come to the meeting or the seminar. Number 2, the Plums and Noodles shop offers a wide range. I told you what I mean by range, variety, several, right? Yes. When I am coming to number 3, Omar was spaced to work when the accident happened. We studied the expressions or collocations with the word way. Yeah. Omar was on the way, yes. I mean on his direction to some place. To work when the accident happened. So he was going to his work when that accident happened. That's the meaning of on the way. You know, by the way, when you want to add information, out of the way, please go out of my way. You blocked my way. When you are in the way of someone, you blocked his way. Okay? This is the expressions of way which we studied before. Okay, let's come to number 4. Yeah, let's read it. We started the engine and drove slowly, but picked up speed when we reached the motorway, but gradually, yes. What I mean by gradually, what I mean by yes, Al-Walid. Okay, Al-Walid, you can talk, you can share, it's okay. What I mean by gradually. What I mean by gradually. Gradually means step by step. Let's come to number 5. I like Indian food because it's spicy or handy. Yes. No, radical. Yes, it's A because it's spicy. We all know that the Indian food is spicy. Handy, you know, handy. Unlikely. Radical means when I say radically change. I want to read number 7. It's okay, Walid, you read it. Who can read number 6? In the beginning, anyone to read, Shabab? In the beginning, sushi restaurants weren't at all successful, but they eventually means at the end, but they eventually what? Picked out caught on, logged on. No, it's not A, Mr. Nemesis. Tabbed on. Yes, it's B. Caught on. When I say they came to the race, they started to follow the steps of other restaurants. Okay. What about number 7? Yes, Walid, you can read.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, good morning.
So, are you aware of the consequences of your actions?
Consequences of your actions. You know the meaning of consequences?
أفعالك.
The reaction. The consequences means the results of your action. Results, right?
Thanks.
Yeah.
That was a new information.
Yes. Okay. Are you aware of? We started or we studied how to use the expressions with the letter or with the preposition of, to, from, and about. We studied it before. So we use with aware of. Okay. Who can read number 8, guys? Anyone to read? Okay, let's read it. Nothing of what the president said was. We are going to find a word which come or suit with the letter or the preposition to. Harmful to, similar to, or relevant to. Yes, relevant to. You know the meaning of relevant to, connected to, right? Let's come to number 9. The doctor. Okay, the doctor drinking a lot of water and avoiding junk food. The doctor complimented. It's B. Yes, recommended. Yes, he advised me to do that. Yes, he advised me to do that. Yes, recommended drinking a lot of water and avoiding junk food. Yes, let's come to 10. Whatever he tells you, try to stay calm and not your temper. Yes, we studied the expressions. Yes, thank you. We studied the expressions of lose and miss and keep and hold and weigh before, right? Lose temper. What I mean by when you lose your temper, you became what? When you lose your temper, you became what? You became very angry. You became very irritable person. Irritable, someone who's quick-tempered. Okay? So lose temper. Lose and temper. Okay? Let's come to the grammar now. We are going to choose the word or phrase that produces grammatically correct sentence. Okay? Who is ready to do and try to do number 1, because we are going to concentrate on grammar. As you know, it's important. Yes, Al-Walid, can you say it?
I failed my maths test. I probably should have studied harder.
Very good. So it's we are going to he had to do that, but he didn't, right? When I say I probably should have studied harder, I express my regret. And I told you the meaning of regret. When you, I wish I did that in the past, but I didn't, right? So should have and verb 3 tell the meaning of advice or regret. Okay. So what about 2? What about 2? Fahd al-Dufayan. Okay. Maria have seen the robbery. She was at school when it took place. Can't. Very good, Fahad. What I mean by can have seen the robbery, I'm sure Maria didn't see the robbery. That's what I mean. Can't have seen, I mean, I'm sure she didn't do that action. I'm sure she didn't. What about if I'm sure she did? I will say must have seen. Is it okay now? So we have 2 words to express certainty. Must have and verb 3. Can't have and verb 3. When I'm sure, I use must have and verb 3. But when I'm not sure, when I'm sure not, I use can have and verb 3. So why I said Maria can't have seen the robbery because she was at school when it took place. So it's impossible she saw that. Okay? So I will use can't have and verb 3 to express certainty that Maria didn't see the robbery. Okay? Let's come to number 3. Yes, Peter have lied to his brother. He hurt his feelings. What did you say, Mr. Nemesis? I didn't. B. Is it you mean couldn't? No, think again. He hurt his feelings, so he did. He lied to him. He lied. Yeah, the action he lied, and now he regret about that action. He tell himself, I shouldn't do that. So Peter shouldn't have lied to his brother. So I mean he lied his brother, and he feel regretness. Okay, he feel that he regret doing that. Look at number 4. Please be more careful. You space have been injured. I am talking about possibility here, right? I am talking about possibility. I'm talking about possibility here. So what will I use? Yes, I will say could. Very good. You could have injured yourself. You could have been injured. Yes. So you may injure yourself. That's what I mean. I'm talking about possibility here. So who can read number 7? Who can read number 5? Can anyone do number 5, Shabab? I can't afford. What I use after the verb, after the expressions can't afford? To infinitive or verb ing or per infinitive? I can't afford to spend too much money on a holiday this year, so I think I will go camping. Do you remember the actions or the expressions which we use to an infinitive after them, and some verbs? You can go back to the lesson of per infinitive, full infinitive, or verb ing. Let's come to number 6. Hamza has this. Yes, very good, Hamad Sairi. Hamza has decided. We use after the verb decided, verb to an infinitive. Yes, to study. Yeah. Did you remember your friend on Eid al-Adha, or did you forget about it? By the way, we have two ways. Yeah, we have two ways of remember. We have two ways of remember. We can use it to tell about experience when you remember an action that happened in your life, or when you give a memo to someone. When you give a memo to someone not to do that action. Okay, remember to close your door before leaving, like that. So is it a memo? Is it like a reminder, or it's an experience here? Huh? So is it a reminder? He give him as a reminder, or he talk about as an experience, a memory? So we will use verb ing or to plus infinitive, not B or C. You will use A or D. To an infinitive? D, it's okay. Can you imagine? What do we use after the verb imagine? Live or living or to live? Yes, very good. We use after the verb imagine ing. Can you imagine living in Riyadh for a year? Okay. To living, we can't use to living here. We can't use to living here. I space my plants. I spaced my plants unwatered for a week. Now it's too late. Yeah, I shouldn't leave. You mean see? So I mean an action in past here. So I shouldn't have left. I shouldn't have left my plants unwatered for a week. I shouldn't have done that action. He did that action and he feels regret, right? Sally had a dress for her graduation. Do you remember causatives? Do you remember how to use causatives? When we use have or get plus verb 3 or plus something or verb 3. So we had and the object here dress, so we will use verb 3 made. Okay. Let's come to the next exercise. We will complete the text with the full infinitive. What I mean by full infinitive means to an infinitive, to plus infinitive. You know the meaning of infinitive, the base form of a verb, okay? We call it infinitive. And per infinitive mean the verb itself, just verb, okay? Here. What I mean ing, you know, we call it gerund, right? Yes, Al-Walid, gone? Thank you, Mr. Nemesis. What's the best place for modern teenagers?
To hang out.
Very good. We will use,
We are going to use
full infinitive, right? We call it full infinitive.
Right.
To hang out, because when you use that expressions, what is the best place? What is the best idea to an infinitive? For sure. When we use that expressions or that way. To an infinitive hangout. Okay? The next one. Yes, thank you, Walid. Guys, the next one. Okay, Mr. Nemesis. But I want someone to read. Teenagers used to gather. You know, gather, to come in groups, right? To gather in large shopping centers, parks, or even on street corners. But now, new research has shown that teenagers prefer. What do we use after prefer? As you said, to spend. By the way, we can use spending also. But yes, ing. We can say prefer spending or prefer to spend. They are both right. When we use prefer verb ing, when we do a comparison, when I say I prefer reading more than writing, like that, and I prefer to read more than to write, both of them are right, but commonly or in common we use prefer plus verb ing. Okay, so we can use the two forms here. I can add ing here, or I can use to an infinitive. Okay, guys? But which one is more common? ing. Okay? Spending their time in or around modern buildings. For example, in London, teens like meeting, yes. And also we can use like to meet. But which one is more common? For sure here, meeting. Okay? The more common one is meeting. And also like prefer. We can use meeting or to meet. at the supermarket or the cafe in the Oxford Circus top shop. This has a large space for. What do we use after prepositions? Yes, الوليد. الوليد, you raise your hand. Displaying, yes, very good. We use after the whole preposition verb by ing. We use gerund. After prepositions, we use verb plus ing. So I will say, this has a large space for displaying. I will add ing. Okay? As I told you, after whole prepositions, we use ing. So, okay, large space for displaying trendy. You know the word trendy, up to date, right? Trendy new fashions in Manchester. The place, space B, the place being, no, Mr. Nemesis. The place what? Is the space outside purpose? Yes, the place to be. Yes. The place to be. Sorry for the bad handwriting, but it's the mouse, not me. The place to be is the space outside the Opus, which is a trendy modern gallery devoted to cities and their street life. Teenagers won't. What do we use after the verb won't? To go, yes. Nice. To go, okay. Teenagers want to go to places that are cool and entertaining. Modern teenagers are constantly using some form of communications. We are going to talk about the purpose here. Yes, why? You can ask yourself, no. To talk, we are talking about the purpose here. Why? Like the word why. To talk. Okay, here we express what? We express the purpose. So you will use to an infinitive, okay? Of communications, to talk with friends, but they also like art. A British gallery has already designed a space specifically for teens. The Wolverhampton Art Gallery has an area decorated with brightly colored art prints. Public libraries in America have also designed some very cool teen spaces. Can you imagine you have special places here for teenagers to go on, to hang out? It will be a good idea. For example, it's worth. What do we use after the expression worth? Very, very good. ing. Yes. After the expression it's worth, we always use verb ing. After both, we always use verb ing. So as we mentioned before, we have some expressions or some verbs we use after them ing. It's worth checking out the teen section of the Jacksonville Library in Florida, where there are various activities available for teenagers, where there are to take part. Yes. Why? The purpose here, the purpose, why did they do that thing for the teenagers to take part? So we are expressing the purpose like that one, to take part. Sorry. So what about the next one? There are colleges on the walls. It's interesting to note. Do you remember the how to use it is plus adjective plus to an infinitive? It's important to listen to your teacher. It's useful to study your lessons. It's important to come to class early. When we use it is plus an adjective, for sure plus to plus infinitive, okay? To note. By the way, I told you always that the roundup is very important because we totally revise what did we study in the whole unit, right? So it is adjective plus to plus infinitive. It's important to, it's polite to, it's impolite to, like that, okay? It's interesting to know that London's State Modern is also planning. Yeah, it's also plan. What do we use after the verb plan? To an infinitive. Yes, plan to design. Plan like want, like decide. We use after all of them to an infinitive. Design. It's okay, you know that. So let's come to that one. I'd like you to use the read the text and complete the blanks with the correct form of the words in capital. The first one, some decades ago. You know decades ago? What I mean by the word decades? What I mean by decade? D-E-C-A-D-E. Yes, very good. Yes, thank you. It means 10 years. It's a period of time which lasts for 10 years, right? So some decades ago, it seemed very that technology would be able to affect our lives. Unlikely, yeah. So it was improbably that the technology will affect our lives. We will still live in our old way. So we will use the opposite of likely, unlikely. Yes, good. Unlikely that technology would be able to affect our lives to the extent that it does. Okay, today there are, when I say we have a lot, yes, countless, very good, there are countless gadgets that make our lives easier. Yeah, we want an adjective from the verb count. It's countless. I mean a lot of gadgets that make our lives easier, and we actually feel on them. Yes, depending on them or dependent. We feel dependent. We have an adjective here. We want the adjective dependent. When you depend on something, I mean you totally need it. But if you are independent, you don't need it, right? So dependent is the opposite of independent. But what do we need to use here? We will make it independent, okay? We will make it dependent, sorry. However, scientists say that future homes will be filled with gadgets that will do everything for people. Some space individuals, we want an adjective from the verb concern. Concerned, yes. Concerned people who take care, or worried people, right? Some concerned individuals fear that these machines will replace humans. We want adverb here from the word gradual. We want adverb. Yes, gradually. Yes, we will add ly to change the adjective gradual into gradually the adverb. Yes. Will gradually replace humans. For this reason, many of these machines will be will be interact. We want an adjective also from the verb interact. Yes? Interactive. Very good. The adjective from interact is interactive. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Nemesis. So that they allow humans to get involved, but is this enough? As we become aware of our need to save time and achieve our technological goals, what do we use? Increase form. Increased, yes, we want an adjective also here. And the last one, also we will use it in adjective form or an, yes. We are perhaps, yes, very good. We are perhaps forgetting that we are also a part of nature. Are we becoming too addicted? Someone who can't go or who can't live without something, right? Addicted. So we transfer most of them into adjectives, right? Okay, let's come to the next one. Here is the most tricky one, or the most, we can say the most difficult one. Let's read it and use the words on the right into the correct form to reform the sentence or rewrite the sentence using that word to give the same meaning. The mechanic repaired my car last week. That means I didn't do that. So I will use causative here. I will talk about an action. I will relate it to myself, but I didn't really do it. If you remember causatives, when we use have and get plus something plus verb 3. Yes, Al-Walid, you will say I had, what is the thing? I had my car and the verb 3 repaired. Yes, very good. So you will say I had and what is the action? What is the thing? I had my car. What is the verb 3? Repaired. Okay? This is how to make causatives. Okay? Who can read and do the next one? The same. It's about causatives. Okay? We will use have or get plus something plus verb 3. Yes, Mr. Okay, Fahd al-Dufayan, I think you didn't attend that class. Fahd, we use, when we talk about an action that we didn't really do it by ourselves, we call it causatives. What is the rule of that one? You'll use the verb have, okay, or the verb get, plus the object or something plus verb 3. Like when I tell you, Fad, where were you last week? You said, I had my house painted. Did you paint your house by yourself? No, for sure you didn't, but someone else did it for you. So we call it what? We call it causative. We call it causative. When you use the action have or get plus something plus verb 3, we say it causatives. Okay? So in that action, you will use had. Why did you use had? Because the main action was in past. Let's come to another one. They will paint my flat next week. So I mean, you didn't paint your flat by yourself, but someone else did it for you. You can use it in two ways. You can say, you will use will, have, and then the thing you did, my flat. I will have my flat, and verb 3, painted. Okay, so you will say I will have my flat. This will have is the verb have, and my flat is something, the object, and verb 3, painted. So you will say I will have, and you can say like you said, I'm having. It's okay, they are right. I will have what? What the object? My flat. And verb 3, what the action here? Painted. Okay, Walid, you will do it. Yes, Walid, read it.
John doesn't go to the gym anymore.
Yes, you use the verb stop.
John stopped going to the gym.
Very good. We use after the verb stop, verb plus ing. This is the form we use after the verb stop. Thank you, Al-Walid. John stopped. John stops. Okay. Going. You'll use the verb go into ing form. Going to the gym. Okay, so the next one who will do it, he will be really smart. Not taller enough. You get nearer, Mr. Nems. You get nearer. Yes, Al-Walid. Okay, Al-Walid.
I would say it's definitely worth visiting.
Walid, we are doing 4. You did 5, right?
Yeah, I did 5 and 4 and
yeah, very good.
all the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Walid. Thank you. But we are
You're
doing
welcome.
4 now, right now. Yes? Can anyone do
Not tall enough.
Very good.
To
So,
reach.
yes, little Timmy is not tall enough. Is not tall enough. And by the way, we use after to and enough to an infinitive. Okay? Is not tall enough to reach. Okay? So let's come to number 5. Let's come to number 5. Yes, Al-Walid, you were doing it.
I said it's definitely worth visiting.
Very good. It's
King
definitely
Museum.
worth visiting. You remember the word worth we use after the expression. It's worth plus verb and ing. It's definitely sorry again for writing in that way. Definitely worth visiting. After worth we use verb ing. Okay? So let's come to the next one. What about 6? I'm sure, the key here, I'm sure Ian had a wonderful holiday. Definitely sure. It's okay, thank you, Mr. Nemesis, but we will use some modal verbs instead of I'm sure, which I illustrated a short time ago. Very good, Muhammad. Yes. So Ian must have, and verb 3 of had is had. So Ian must, you want to say I'm sure, like I'm sure. Ian must have, and verb 3 had a wonderful holiday. Thank you, Muhammad. It's possible. Like the first one, we use must plus have instead of I'm sure. Here, you will use instead of it's possible. No, it's possible. No, for sure, it's possible. We can use 3 expressions here instead of it's possible. May or might or could have left, yes. So we can use may or might or even could, yes. So I may or might or could all express about possibility or it's possible, okay? I may have left my wallet at home, okay? Let's come to number 8. I don't think it was a good idea for me to buy a laptop. By the way, he bought the laptop and he feels regret that he bought that one. He wish he didn't do that action. So what do we use here? By the way, we have 2 answers. One of them, yes, very good. I shouldn't have bought, yes, a laptop. Yes, we can say I shouldn't. I shouldn't have bought a laptop, or you can say I wish I hadn't bought a laptop. But we didn't study wish, but we have 2 answers here. I wish I hadn't bought a laptop. They are both right, but the first one which we studied, I mean when we use should plus have plus verb 3. Okay guys, that's all for now. We finish now unit 3, and inshallah the next time or the next class we are going to study unit 4. Any questions? We revised the whole unit 3. I hope you get it, and it's good for you. We studied a lot of grammar, a lot of things. By the way, it was one of the richest units we really studied for grammar and vocabulary. Any questions? Any question, guys? Thank you a lot. Thank you. Any questions? It's okay. It's over. Okay, thank you, Muhammad Sairi. Thank you, Abdullah. Thanks a lot, all of you, and I hope you get it. Thank you a lot. Thank you. And we will meet inshallah next Tuesday with the first lesson of unit 4 and the last unit. Thanks. Bye.